like what type of armor? Are you gonna be walking around like Dan used to walk around wearing a set of chainmail, and everybody would like he was never able to have a straight conversation with anybody because the guy was walking around like in the dark ages.
Yeah. No, just like a basic bulletproof vest, something like that. Nothing crazy. I can't
I
imagine that.
mean, the World War One bulletproof vests were technically a chainmail between two pieces of raw hide and some padding to disperse the force. That's essentially what I'm using. It's essentially a light armor. It can handle their slashes. It can handle being shot quite well.
Well, I mean, you can,
And in accordance to the Call of Cthulhu rulebook, it's only 4 points of damage reduction, so it's not overpowered.
and it will make you a little slower. You adding just a little tiny
Not
bonus
really.
to your body, and you become a little clunkier as you go. And
It's not that heavy, actually. It has less than 2 kilos.
well,
Actually, around 2 kilos, but 2 kilos is not that much.
all right. So, what about who's Iris? Hold on, Iris.
Yeah, that's my character. I'm gonna use that still.
You're sticking with Iris. Hold on, where's Iris?
Yep. Being very rich is probably going to help out a lot on a overland journey.
Oh yeah, the crazy rich guy. It's awesome. All right, well, the crazy rich woman. Sorry. But yeah, totally. All right. Well, so let me make sure that I got everybody's character right. So, Arian, you're not are you using Angus then? Who's Angus? Hold on.
I'm using
Angus. Angus doesn't exist. Bio.
That Angus was juice.
Juice. That was juice.
Yeah, well, he went juicing. So, all right. So I think I got everybody squared out. Edward, Trevor, Eric. Who's Eric? Travis. Okay. Eric. Graham's character. Graham. I believe he's another one that I booted. All right. So we're good. Any questions before we start? Yes, no, maybe so.
You mentioned that this is going to be mostly investigative with relatively little supernatural.
No. I said that this campaign is going to have a little bit more action. I mean, you still got to investigate. You know, you still got to figure out what the hell's going on. But you may find some resistance along the way. Some people may not like you snooping around too much. This is good. So, any other questions?
Well, although I guess where are we starting?
I don't necessarily have a preference. I guess y'all can be right now. Y'all can be right now in New Orleans. How about that? So, like New Orleans? Would you much rather be in Dallas, Texas, Washington? I don't have a
No
preference where you
preference.
start. You're gonna be all over the place anyway. But yeah, if you don't have a
Well,
preference,
I guess.
we'll just pick a town.
Well, like, what's the plot hook? Like, how are we getting roped into this?
Well, so what happens is, and I really want to say that you'll probably want to start in New Orleans. That will make a better idea. Yeah, better choice. Considering that the last campaign actually started back in New Orleans. So I guess we can say that, you guys came out of, or went back to New Orleans, and maybe due to the traumatic situation that you guys went through and the things that transpired, you decided to maybe stick around New Orleans for a little bit, to rest, try to compose yourself again, and also because I know that some of you are very much attracted to the occult and the dark and stuff, and obviously New Orleans would have offered you that chance of finding something like that along the way, right? It's not the most chill town ever when it comes to that. So you guys would have been in that, and unfortunately, so the story will begin where there's this very, very powerful and rich, excuse me, and rich gentleman just happens to disappear, and it's not necessarily that he just disappears, but ultimately the family doesn't necessarily make it public that he disappears for about 2 days, and then ultimately the family goes to the police. Obviously, the newspapers and the media finds out. Some radio shows talk about it. Definitely, the newspapers, will have it as this person would have been like very important. I want to say that it would have been maybe connected in a way, like, I don't know, maybe a politician, maybe a something to do with the mayor, that kind of importance where everybody will know him. Maybe just maybe the I don't know, maybe some sort of politician that will be known as much as the governor, probably. That type level of fame of fame, where everybody will know who he is. And much like most politicians, the guy will have had a lot of money. A lot. Like, ridiculous amount of money. And ultimately, throughout the week, a week will go by. And throughout the week, people start talking more and more about this. This guy just disappeared. We're going to say that his name is Robert. Robert Thomason. He just vanished from one day to the next. And then, by the last day, the newspapers somebody at the newspaper, this one guy that he's known for writing very dramatic, controversial, and I don't know, crazy, almost non-believable stuff. He writes a story as to how he came back. And not only he came back, But he also left. He went on a trip somewhere. And that his family knows about it. And that nobody knows what's going on. That he was gone. In the article, it says that he was gone for like 4 days. Came back on the 5th. Went to his house. Nobody, apparently this happened overnight. Where not a lot of people would have seen it. And he had a talk with his wife. And then he left. And now no one knows exactly where he went. So all this, many sources and many people go to the police station. You know, the next day, when you guys just wake up, whatever. You know, this guy is all over the place. Newspapers just coming out advising that he's alive, that no one knows exactly where he is. Possibly, because not everybody believes this guy. Not everybody can prove what he says. Some other people are just always saying.
I'm sorry, just to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
So he disappears for a week, and then he comes back, and then he leaves again?
Yep. Very much.
Okay, gotcha.
He disappears, and then he just supposedly he leaves. Because ultimately, you're reading this, or maybe listen to other people talk about, but you know nobody necessarily knows a lot about this stuff. So you don't necessarily know the details or what's going on, and especially since this guy has a reputation of actually writing shit that could very well not be happening because nothing has been able to be proven ever. Who knows what to believe? What you do know is that the next day, I mean, let's say for example that news came up on a Friday. So on a Saturday, the radio and the newspapers have a nice ad on it advising that the spouse of the gentleman and the family are looking to hire some people that are willing to investigate the whereabouts of the husband and where did he go. So at all this, many people actually don't necessarily talk about that. Many people actually talk about how this time around, this guy that wrote the story, Mr. Let's say Paul Cockwell, he was correct. So everybody starts thinking, well, maybe all the stuff that he wrote before was also right. But ultimately, the wife, I guess, and the family wants to offer a hefty reward for those that are willing to help finding the husband. Now I will be happy to answer questions based on that.
So, given how... Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. So he essentially left, then came back, had an argument with his wife, then left again, and now she wants somebody to track him down?
Yeah.
Roughly.
The wife and the family want somebody to find them, apparently, and bring him back.
Quick question.
Quick answer.
Why would he go look for the guy? I mean, aside of money, which is technically a good reason.
Well, if you really want to know why, it's not necessarily just for the money, but then maybe you should just go and ask whatever questions you actually have to the lady. I mean, ultimately, it seems very weird that the guy took off, came back, and left with nothing but his clothes on, leaving a fortune behind, leaving his family, and being that the guy's in politics, you know, it wouldn't necessarily be a normal thing for a guy like that to act in that way, you know. I mean, you totally don't have to, but that to me just seems a little strange.
So, if they're wealthy enough, my character definitely knows them.
Okay, very good.
But so what I'm thinking is I can approach them and be like, "Hey, I know some people who are good at investigating stuff. Um, is this group actually good at investigating stuff? Are you like detectives or anything?"
It just to add a little
Mm.
bit of wood to the fire, you would know that this gentleman um, had a thing for the dark, had a thing for the occult, had a thing about always being curious, reading, trying to get into weird stuff, whatever. And maybe sometimes it was stupid, and therefore maybe you kind of like dismissed him a couple times. Um, but yeah, sometimes he had that on himself. What about himself?
Yeah, so
I
that'd
mean,
probably be my reason for looking into it. But like, if I'm presenting you guys as like good investigators, like, are any of you actually like good?
we've all had experiences. I'm pretty sure the three of us all went on like 2 or so adventures together, like doing investigations. So I am not great at occult, but
Well, like the
I'm
actual like investigating part of it, though, like crime scene stuff.
we're
I'm good
decent.
at spotting
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Spot hidden is our friend.
If if you don't mind insanity, my character is relatively competent.
Good enough. Relatively confident. I can work with that.
None of us have
Okay.
died yet.
Well, did you actually find anyone you're looking for?
yeah, yeah. I got sweat juice if you want some.
Okay, well we
I
we
got
won't mention that part, but if you found people, like, yeah, I can sell that. I can have a meeting with the
yeah.
widow. I mean
Yeah.
the wife, and
I got some people right here. Hold on, my 2 bottles of sweat.
I know a couple of strange guys that can do the job decently well.
yeah, I've I'm definitely gonna like set up a meeting with the wife and present it. Would I have to roll like charm or something to convince her
No,
to hire these people?
I mean, no, maybe the wife is not necessarily gonna have an issue hiring anybody. I think most people will not necessarily try to be super convinced about going in there and meeting with them. A lot of people are gonna definitely try to stay away from the drama.
Let's see, get some money.
But no, if you go there and you know obviously the wife probably knows you and I don't know maybe she feels a little relieved that you're going there to help and I don't know she might take your word for everybody else. Let's see how that goes. Anyone else wants to do anything or ask any questions at this time?
I have just one or two questions. One really, one's kind of just is what it is.
Go ahead.
Um, so my character can knows like how to fly type ordeal. So
Mhm.
where would I put that under? 'Cause I was with Trevor, where he got the ability to phase through walls.
Yeah, and I made like a separate skill for it.
So we just do
That
special additional skills.
Yep.
Yeah, I put mine under additional. Mine's currently at
Actually, you know
23. I
what?
think I
Let's
had
just
I
make it
started.
easier. Let's just make it easier. You know, just for the sake of this, since you know how to fly, I'm going to allow you to fly every time. You're just gonna roll your dexterity and see how well you do it.
What about my phasing ability then at that point?
Oh, for your
Still
facing
just the roll?
ability, that's a little bit different. I want to say that for that, maybe.
It's at will phasing, just like at will flying.
Let me think for a minute.
So I'm okay doing mine as ability to try to fly.
Yeah, let's just go with abilities, and that way it's just fair for both of you. Just add a new ability and add, I don't know, a 1d30 just to be nice.
See,
And you get
I
what
want to
you
get a
get.
one. I want to see.
Now, think about the fact that you pass it once, and then at the end of the session you get to upgrade it.
25.
But yeah, so what was the? Was it another question related to the story?
Not really related to the story or nothing like that. I just remembered that me and Trevor have was a
Yeah, we
pocket
drank the
dimension.
water.
A pocket dimension, don't we?
Do we got
Yes.
pocket dimension?
Yeah, we got that
I know.
one room where we killed the shambler thing that drained my life.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, "It's yours. Here you go."
Yeah, that is.
That place
So
is
I didn't
yours.
know if we'd be able to access that type or
He
at
might be able to.
given points.
He might be able to
Like I
access
said,
it facing there.
If somebody wants to forget something, I can help.
true.
For example, their entire lives before you end up being burned and digested by the swarm of small fire-like
Actually,
squid.
truth be told, if you were to find yourself in a situation where you know you're gonna die and there's nothing you can do, that probably will come in really handy.
That still sounds crazy painful.
I mean, it's not. If the descriptions in the book is anything to go by, you just feel really hot, and then your memories start fading away as a bunch of small. I forgot the name of the creature. As a bunch of small jellyfish made out of fire, surround you and devour your memory until there is nothing left.
That doesn't sound terrifying to you.
And then they will burn you and absorb your ashes.
Yeah. Just to top off.
So,
Hey, at least they're not wasteful.
Yeah.
alright, so I'm assuming that everybody gets some sort of interest about going out and talking to this person, especially considering that at least three of you right now in the group have, well, actually, everybody in the group has at one point or another been witness or a part of some sort of dark occult type thing. So it sounds to me like it's only obvious that all of you will be extremely interested in a little bit more of that.
Oh, for sure.
Honestly, Iris doesn't care about whether the others are interested. She just sort of assumes that they will do what she says.
If we're getting
Hey,
paid, for sure.
yeah, if I get money,
There
I
you
could
go.
care less.
All right. Well,
Yeah, you'll get paid.
perfect. All right. So, all right. So you guys call the police station and you make and you know you talk to the captain, and the captain eventually agrees and tells you a date and a time where the spouse is going to be there. And let's say that.
Oh no. That's for common people. I simply send my butler with a calling card to her house and set up a meeting directly.
Okay. All right. So the meeting is going to be on Saturday. Let's say Saturday around, I don't know, like 12 o'clock. She invites you for lunch to talk over things. Especially since you're sort of a family friend, Iris. So she will be inviting you for lunch. And maybe you're even a close friend of the wife.
Well, we move in the same social circles.
And depending on what
There's only like.
I was gonna say that depending on what type of man your husband is, Thomason, he might have tried to pick you up before.
Oh no! I don't mess with people from New Orleans. Gross.
In the 1920s. Well, no, I mean I'm not necessarily saying that you would have indulged. I'm just saying that maybe you would have tried. So.
Yeah, perhaps.
All right.
She is very attractive.
So
80 appearance.
The meeting time comes. You'll arrive. This is a huge house. When you guys park your car, there's a gate outside. Now the gate, the house is inside of the town. It's not like on the outside or anything. This house is just gigantic. They own probably about 4 blocks of the city. 2 of the blocks are just probably the front yard. And you enter the gates. When you enter the gates, the place gives you an air of the countryside. It's almost like you completely forget that right behind you there's just a city street. And you go in, you park your car, and you actually have to look hard to actually be able to see another car driving. And the butler will be there, receiving you. He introduces himself. He says, "So my name is George. I'm the butler. Anything you guys need, please let me know." And you hear some sort of yell or scream from the side of the house. "George, are they here already? Just bring them in." And George says, "Okay, no problem." And he starts walking all of you towards the inside. George ultimately announces you, "Ma'am, Miss Margarita, I have over here Miss Iris Winters and a few gentlemen that are interested in discussing things with you." "Oh yeah, Iris actually sent that letter. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Please have a seat." And she tells the butler, "Just bring some meat, some cheeses, and just bring a bottle of whiskey. We'll be fine." "Yes, ma'am." And he just leaves. He's like, "Iris, oh my God, I'm so happy you're here. You have no idea. It's been such a rough time for me and the family. We've been trying to track down. I think his name was John. We've been trying to track down John all this time, and he was gone for like a good 5 days, and it was very weird because when I talked to him on that Monday, he had gone into the office, and he was all excited about coming home, and he just never got home. I called him, he wasn't there. He didn't call, nothing. And then suddenly, Thursday night, he showed up around 9 o'clock. He had no idea what happened to him or whatever. All he said was that he had to go. And he had the weirdest, strangest look on his face. It's almost like I could swear that if I had been married to that man for the last 10 years, he would have been a whole different person. I just couldn't understand what was going on. I asked him, what happened? And he told me, no, I have to go. We have to move. He said that we had to move. That we were going to be leaving New Orleans soon. I was shocked. I said, but all our friends are here. Nothing. It's almost like it didn't matter. And then he said, look, I have to go. I'm going to send you instructions. And I'm going to call my lawyer to start working on selling the house and everything, that we were going to be moving up north. Up north! I mean, you know how much I hate the cold. How are we going to be able to do anything up north? He said he didn't care. It was just time. That we were going to bring the kids to, and we were going to start a new life. He didn't tell me where. But then he said he had to go do preparations, and he left. And I hadn't heard from him since. I am so hurt. I am destroyed. I need somebody to find that man and help me. Help me understand what's going on. And she just looks down and grabs a martini that the butler just brings in, and then he brings whiskey to everybody else. And one of the waitresses that work over there at the house, she brings a humongous platter with all sorts of meat cuts and different types of cheeses to eat.
Oh yes, please. I'm definitely taking some of that whiskey there.
Oh yeah, go right ahead. Actually, whiskey we don't necessarily pay for it, so because we are not allowed to buy it these days. So we just acquire it for free. And just have
Well, you guys
friends.
must have some nice connections there, then, huh?
Yeah,
I'll
we
just
just have
sit
some
there and
friends.
pour some.
We just have some friends. We all help each other.
Well, you said that he would send instructions. Has he sent any?
No, he left last night. He left last night, and I don't know exactly where he went. Um, he just went to his room. I don't know what he grabbed. Because we are a very atypical couple. We share my room every so often, but he also has his own room. His own room is mostly the library. He just has a huge library with books that he likes to read, and he also has this recliner over there that turns into sort of a bed, and sometimes he just sleeps there. When he doesn't want to be bothered, he just stays over there and sleeps. And then, obviously, when he wants to get laid, he comes to the bedroom. We do our thing, whatever. And then for the next couple of nights, he's back at the library. Typical guy,
Well, maybe take a look around where he normally sleeps?
Yeah, the library, sure. You're more than welcome to go look at it. I'll just have George walk you. George, and the butler comes back. Yes, ma'am. They want to see Tom's library or John's library. Please take them to the library. Have them look in there, whatever they want to see. It's fine. Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. And he says, right away. So follow me. Please come this way. And he just takes you there. I mean, it's not that far. He just walks through a hallway and then goes to the basement. And the basement, oh my goodness, the basement is like a man cave of that type. You know, he's got whiskey and many other drinks, and then he's got a gigantic library. A lot of books that are written in many different languages that you guys probably never heard of, and then that recliner with a lamp right next to the recliner for him to read. A desk, not too far away, but the desk doesn't have a chair to it. There's random papers on the desk, and there's an ashtray to put off the cigars that he smokes. Are you guys gonna need
Are there any
anything
like
else?
visible valuables?
Well, there's paintings here and there. There's a huge chimney to keep that basement warm during the winter. Other than that,
Does he have any like small valuables there? Maybe like a ring, or maybe like
spot hidden. Well, not only he doesn't have any valuables, you know, over there in the open to see, but you actually have this very nice ring. I want to say it's a nice golden ring. I don't know if your character would have been married or maybe it would have been passed down from a family member. He would have had a nice diamond to it and maybe a couple gemstones. And, well, you see something shining under the chair. So your character kind of like kneels down for a minute and tries to reach with your hand under the chair. And the ring kind of gets stuck there. So you start pulling and pulling and pulling, and all of a sudden, there seems to be a little hole, a little crack on the floor under the chair. And the ring comes off and it falls over there. Go ahead and roll a 1d 500.
1d500?
Yep. So that ring just cost you about $355 from that time.
Are there any books down there?
There's a lot of books. There are shelves
Can
and
I-
shelves with books. It's a gigantic
Can I
library. The room where you're in is probably, I mean, that basement is probably as big as a warehouse.
Okay.
And if you want to find a
That's a big basement.
it sure is, yes. you want to find something in particular, library use.
I want to a hopefully find a book that just sticks out as something weird.
Library use. Library
You
use.
know what? No, nope, nope. Got 65 out of 59.
What about at that chair? Was there a book at the side table where the recliner chair was?
There is no book. There's a set of letters.
What do those? What do those say?
Well, when you pick the first letter, it comes from this very, very strange organization. It has a logo to it and everything. Inviting him. Well, actually, the letter talks about how they are starting to make advancements on a town up north. It doesn't necessarily name the town. And how they're looking to revamp the northern area of the country. And by doing so, they are interested in actually moving wealthy families up there to make some sort of paradise area for the wealthy, in hopes that everybody ends up moving there and they have access to pretty much everything and everything they need. When it comes to food, vehicles, whatever, and pretty much in hopes that then after that, ultimately they'll have everybody else move in there that is not necessarily wealthy to work different kind of jobs that will help boost the economy back there, and those wealthy people are going to be able to have other people do the jobs that they need done. I mean, ultimately, they're wealthy enough. They're probably going to open factories. They're probably going to open farms. They're going to have all sorts of different businesses. And there's a drawing of the idea of the town. Like small town. But with all these things, a nice railroad where the train is just going back, and it's just going by, moving cars. That there's a car factory over there. There is there are farms in different places. There's restaurants. There's golf courses. There's many different things, and then you see other people just dressed like normal people, just working at the diners or at the store, at the library, at the police station. So that's one letter. And then the other letter just states that, they continue talking to him about the idea. It states that the time is getting near and that it is needed to be prepared, that they're going to arrive for somebody to come pick him up and take him to visit the town. Finally.
Is there like an address, or like does
Nope.
it give you like a rough location, or?
Nope. Finally.
What's the name of the organization?
No, there's no... the name, yes. The Order of the
You said there's like a logo?
They're called the Order of the Hiss. And they said that they're going to come pick him up, that unfortunately they cannot give him a location as to where they are located yet, that he will need to see them.
Did it say where he's going to get picked up?
They picked him up at the office, from his office. And then the next letter is, again, very strange. Same thing, how they were going to pick him up and all that. And then the last letter. The last letter arrives just as he would have arrived on that Friday. And again, guess that letter probably was handed to him. It wasn't like a letter that was
There's
sent to
no
him.
stamp on it.
Nope. That letter advises how it was great that that everything went perfectly according to plan, and that now it is time to gather all the things and do all the necessary arrangements to start moving and the family.
Well, if they picked him up from his office, maybe we could go ask them if they know who picked him up. Any
You
other
can do
ideas?
that. By the way,
I mean, it will.
not that I care much for it, but is there a reason why only one of you rolled the library use?
Oh,
Probably because I was the only one that searching through the library.
I see.
yeah, I'll look
Okay,
around.
I say he looked
Okay.
at it, and I know me were looking for something else at the same time. I failed mine.
Look at Trevor over there.
Yeah.
Trevor's like, I got this. All right, roll a. Actually, no, you don't have to roll anything yet. Hold on. You managed to find that, and now go ahead and roll a 1d3. Please and thank you. One.
Okay.
And inside of that book, obviously, you have many different images and stuff like that. But you guys also find a notebook full of drawings. Um, the drawings, they just go a little weird. They seem to be like drawings that he does on his spare time. So the first couple drawings are of a guy just walking around and doing random stuff. You know, landscaping, things like that. Then the drawings start getting a little bit different. Now the guy is with a snake. The snake seems to be walking around with him. And then the snake, in the next drawing is just the snake starts talking to him. And then eventually on the last few drawings, just there's no snake anymore. Just that.
Our buddy here probably didn't get rich off of these paintings, huh?
Yeah. That's not. I don't think we'd be able to get him out though.
Probably
I mean,
not.
it's either a cult or somebody trying to create imaginary utopia for his members. In
Yeah.
either way, things are going to get complicated.
What? No way.
Well, the options I see are we can either go to the office and ask them if they remember who took them to try and narrow it down, or if there's any other close people to him that he works with or something. Maybe.
Great idea.
Well, if they're
Let's-
making a utopia type ordeal, should we see if anyone else has disappeared?
Yeah, it
Iris
would have to
seems
be
to
someone
know.
that's rich.
Yeah. It seems to be a fancy place and lots of fancy people around here. So I say we
Yeah.
can ask our new friends here if anyone else has gone missing that they may know.
Maybe ask the news reporter who wrote the story.
No, we do that one too.
Yeah.
Very good.
Maybe they.
Red Wolf, I need you to roll a 1d6, by the way.
Oh, 1d6.
Yep.
Sanity.
Not yet. 4 weeks is gonna take you to read that nice little manuscript that you find.
4 weeks. All right.
4 weeks, and let's go with. Let me see if it has a sanity loss to it. No. Let's say it's gonna cost you a 1d6 worth of sanity, but it's not gonna be right then. It's gonna be as you're learning it. So, but yeah, you can roll a 1d6 if you want.
1d6. Another one right now?
Yep. Go ahead.
Sure.
Alright. Don't worry, you're not gonna get a phobia because you're not gonna lose the 5 points, one shot. But ultimately, within the next 4 weeks, you're gonna lose 5 points of sanity, and that is without.
Is that
even
permanent?
going to the
Permanent sanity or temporary?
No, that is permanent. But I mean, you can regain it, some of it with therapy. However, actually, no, you won't be able to regain that because that will go to your Cthulhu mythos. Sorry. So no. So whatever you leave,
Okay, but
you started with, minus those 5 points and minus whatever else costs you to learn how to face, and also costs you to find out the pocket dimension. That's when your new highest is.
okay.
All right. So, what's the plan? Are you guys going? Well, I mean, ultimately the butler comes back and gets you after, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. He says, okay, the madam is calling you. She would like to continue discussing the disappearance in hopes that you can find her husband. And the butler says, "Look, I have seen many strange things throughout my time, and granted that I have not witnessed anything completely out of the ordinary. My master has always been somebody that has enjoyed reading and has had always a different taste when it came to his lecture or his literature. But ultimately, I never seen him act the way that he's been acting. And we're all men. We all do what we gotta do, and we are ultimately responsible for the things we do. However, I don't think this poor woman should be left to suffer like this, because ultimately she does love him. So I will ask you just to do your best, and if you're just going to be here for the money, at least just take the money and leave, and then let someone else solve the case. Because there's ultimately a woman and her family at stake here that are suffering.
Well, pal, I may be in it for the money, but if I'm hired to do a job, I'm going to finish this job.
Oh, that's pretty good. I'm glad glad to hear that. And she brings you finally to where the missus is, and she's like, "Oh my God, he hasn't been talking to you, nagging you, has he? I mean, I love him to death. He is probably the best butler ever. I known him since I was 15 years old. Telling you, he's been with my family forever. And once I got married, I couldn't have a house without him in my house. So I brought him. But you know what? Sometimes he can be too much."
Oh no, he ain't bugging us whatsoever. You know, he's just having nice conversations. All.
Oh, perfect. All right. Well, so now that you've seen that lonely room that he has in there, which apparently he enjoys spending a lot more time with his books than with me, um, tell me, what is it gonna cost me for you guys to find him and bring him back?
Ooh, it's gonna be pretty steep. Should we
Ah,
maybe discuss amongst ourselves to make sure we're all on the same page?
yeah, that's what I think.
Oh, don't worry about the price. I'll deal with this as a favor to you. Don't worry about it.
Wait, you're saying we're doing this pro bono?
I'll pay
Yeah,
you,
I'm
but
I'm
I
just
will.
interested in discover something interesting. If you don't find something interesting,
Pro bono.
Well, I'll take his share.
yeah, we'll split his share, and we get to sell anything we find.
Yeah.
Okay, she says. I mean, that's fine. Just please, I beg you, find my husband and bring him back. Please, I need my Johnny back. You know, we fell in love when I was just 18 and he was just a young 45-year-old man. And,
Um,
you know, we were together since then. He is my first love, you know. So, right
Okay.
now,
Talk about popping the cradle, Huss.
you know, he is,
Yeah.
right now, he's just around 65. So, you know, but ultimately, I care for him. So please find him and bring him back.
I'm gonna look over at Iris like, "Are you sure you want to do this pro bono?" Like, it's like, I think they're doing pretty well for themselves.
I think you don't understand just how much money I have. Like, however much you think I have, add like 4 or 5 zeros to it.
Okay, well then we're gonna have to discuss our terms of contract here.
Well,
Keeper,
we can do that later.
if I patent more some of if Edward were to he's having patents on some of his more interesting inventions, how much money would he have? I mean, theoretically, because he would probably put most of it back into research.
Are you asking me?
Oh, yeah, that's why I said
Okay.
keeper.
So I'm sorry, I didn't hear that part. But all right. So if we want to calculate his money, go ahead and roll
We can just
a.
say a lot.
Go ahead and roll a 1D100.
1D100.
Yes.
22. He's not rich.
Okay. And then, so to that we can add. Go ahead and roll a 1D10. 4.
Or
Okay.
can
So
you get
add.
can you get small numbers when they roll for something that's actually important?
So add to the 22. Add. I want to say 10 zeros.
10 zeros. That's 220k.
No, 10-0.
Barely enough for research.
It's $220 billion.
Pretty much, but not necessarily in money, but mostly properties and things he just owns.
He
Businesses.
literally just he gets money, he circles it right back into his more exotic experiments, and he just does that constantly. What, you think that creation of some of his crazier stuff
Well,
is cheap?
maybe he doesn't necessarily have the money. Maybe it's more like family money, like an empire type thing. And his character
Trust.
is just there for the ride, like a dilettante type thing. You know, someone else running the business. Well, he just or she just enjoys
I mean,
herself.
he's definitely not in the category of doing doing stuff on his own when it comes to finances. So his his uncle and aunt would be in charge of keeping his stuff under, well,
Maybe, yeah.
safe.
Most likely, his character was born into money. Yeah, I mean, it's not like
Not nec-
she made it.
not
Yeah,
necessarily she.
yeah. His character is a woman.
No, I was.
Who
Keeper,
are we talking about?
you're mixing up things again.
Okay, what am I missing out now?
I was asking about Edward,
Oh,
not
Edward.
about her.
Okay. So what is? Hold on a second. Let me tell you right now. So you want to know about Edward? All right.
Well, there's a table you can look it up based on your credits or your credit rating.
I think my credit rating is fairly low.
Edward.
Only
And you want to
40.
know
Yeah, you're not
between
even middle class.
and you want to know, just because you're a scientist, you want to know between not necessarily just your salary, but also what you own. Pretty much the all the money you have,
His patents, essentially.
like the net worth that you have, pretty much.
Yeah. In cash, he doesn't have much.
That's
In
easy.
cash, he's barely middle class.
That's easy.
So-
easy. Go ahead. I'm gonna give you some layaway too. Go ahead and roll a 1d5. All right. Your total net worth for every single little thing that you may have, even if you have a car and even if you have a house, is gonna be about $3,000.
For that period, that's good value.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily money that you're carrying around, and it's not money that you're
course
gonna be
not.
able to earn in like a day or like a month or in like a year either. It's stuff that you just busted your butt and maybe inherited some of that too, from the point that that you were brought up until now. So.
He has just a bunch of shit lying around.
Yeah. All right, so what's the next move, fellas? The lady is wanting to know. She says, "Well, what do you guys do? You guys need anything? Do you guys have any ideas what you're gonna do? Is there? How long will it take you to find my husband? Just want to know."
Well, do you guys have any You guys don't have. So you mentioned that he wanted to move up north. Did he have any locations that he was mentioning to you?
Well, yeah, he did talk to me about moving up north, and I told him that I didn't want to, because you know what? I don't appreciate a cold like that. I mean, I don't
Well,
like.
true, but
I
like, did he maybe suggest some spots for you to look into or something? Like maybe something
no,
that he was interested in possibly going to?
no, it was the weirdest conversation. He just said up north, and I told him there was no way that I was moving up north. We had a little argument, whatever, but he was very strange. It almost like he didn't even participate of the argument. He just was very distant, almost like he was there, but he wasn't there. You know. Normally, he will be very energetic, very passionate about the things that he wanted to. Rich people. When they're passionate about something, they just pursue it all the way. But no, this time around, he was like not caring, almost like if he was gonna do it regardless. So he didn't care, and he expected me to do it too, regardless. So I don't know. It's very strange. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I need y'all to figure that out. I need y'all to find my Johnny. Did you find something in the library? Do you know where he is? I'll pay you anyway.
Well, we don't know where he is, but we found some letters indicating that there's some sort of organization behind this. So we're going to look into whether there's been other people who are also wanting to move up north.
Contacted.
Well, I was kind of hesitant to say anything because I kind of feel like you guys should look into my husband's disappear and not necessarily waste your time on anyone else. Because after all, I'm the one trying to hire you to look for my Johnny. But,
Ma'am, if I may.
You're going to say it anyway?
Yes. Your husband, your Johnny, disappeared and went somewhere. If others have also disappeared, that means we have multiple angles, approaches to the investigation, which means we may find more clues, if somewhat indirectly,
Right.
which will make job easier. I mean, that's how proper investigation is supposed to work.
Well, as I was saying, after he started talking, she says, I wasn't going to say anything because I know that you guys are probably going to think, well, you know what? This is something very common. This is not special. We're not going to look into it because. But. No, this is not about my Johnny. But I have friends in Dallas, Texas. And she is also a part of a wealthy family, which I'm sure has nothing to do with anything. But her husband also disappeared. And then he didn't come back. He actually sent someone for his stuff. And she didn't get to tell me where they took his stuff because apparently they also don't know. But you know what?
Well, it sounds to me like they've both gone to the same place. So if we investigate that lead.
Friend, I don't care about her husband. I want you to find my Johnny. I don't care if you find her husband.
If we find
Well, it
one,
sounds like they've
find
gone
the other.
to the same place.
Well, maybe. We don't know. But why
Well,
waste
can we
time
get her
on
address
that
in
one?
Dallas?
Whose address?
Your friend's address. We might need
I
to
thought we just
investigate
agreed
that.
that we wasn't going to worry about that. That we were just going to worry about Johnny.
No, you just agreed.
We are. That's why we're going there.
Fine. But you know what? Do not allow her to hire you. You work for me. Okay. So here's her address. she's in Dallas, Texas. You know that state with the cowboys, and God only knows, he probably went outside and had an argument with someone and just simply got shot. You know, those people in Texas are crazy. So you know what? I'm sure he found a bandit and he just got shot out there. And maybe someone else grabbed his hat, because you know in Texas everybody wears hats, and they put it on and they showed up at the house, and maybe they said, well, you know what, honey, I'm home, and then they just left. Now she's feeling all some kind of way, and she's taking the attention away from the investigators that should be finding my husband.
Well, if that's the case, then it would be pretty obvious to us once we get there.
And while she
So
says that,
it won't take us much time at all if that's the case.
and while she says that, she gulps on her fifth martini. Like, all right, you go ahead and find it. Just let me know what you need. Here, I know that you want some money, so I'm gonna give you money.
Oh no.
Please don't leave, because I got the money. I went to the bank. I was only
Oh no,
able
no.
to
This
take-
is a gift to you.
I was
Don't worry
only
about it,
able to
honey.
Take
Well,
5,000. I know you guys are gonna need equipment, so you know what? Well, okay, you're giving me a gift. That's fine, but you guys look like you could use money, especially you over there. And she looks at Arlen with his hair all crazy. It's like, you look like, you know. Let me just help you out here, and she hands you $1,000 to each of you. Just bring my Johnny back. And don't find my friend's husband. You know, Tina doesn't need her husband. I need my husband.
Yeah, well, no, we'll intentionally leave that guy there if we find your husband.
Thank you. Appreciate it. She always had the best. He used to be my boyfriend, you know. He used to live over here in New Orleans, and then he met her, and then they moved over there to Texas. So he would have been with me. Probably I wouldn't have to sleep by myself most nights, because he loved
That bitch.
But now I love Johnny. So find Johnny. All right. Well, what else do you need? Why are you still standing here? I thought you were gonna go look for my husband.
Yeah, okay, yeah, well, I'll leave. I'm done. I don't know. You guys are good.
I'll go.
All right. Well, if you
We'll find her, honey.
anything,
We'll find him, honey.
here's my number. You call me, and you let me know. I'll be happy to show up wherever he is. Probably gonna. No, I'm not gonna divorce him, because you know I need him to suffer. But you let me know if you find him.
Yeah.
Of course. The moment we step out, your friend is an odd job.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. She's from Louisiana. They're all crazy down there.
You got a kick about losing. Yeah, dude.
I'm from Boston. I'm better than all of these people.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm from Albany, so I get you.
Yeah, I'm from Boston, eh?
So,
Yeah, fuck you.
what's the plan? Where to? What are we doing?
Are we going to Dallas?
Yeah, gotta talk to the Dallas lady, see if there's any hints
Right?
there.
Or before we go to Dallas, is there a point to stopping by that guy's office and seeing if they know anything? Because, I mean, I feel like the Dallas is probably a better lead out of the two. It's just further away.
They probably wouldn't hurt us to stop by. Unless there's like a train or a plane we gotta catch that's short amount of time.
Yeah.
I'll arrange to have
Mrs.
rail
Moneybags
car
over here.
train going to Dallas from New Orleans.
I'm sure you can find a train
Sweet.
that will go there. I'm also sure that if you pay enough, you'll find an airplane that'll take you there too.
Well, train's faster actually,
In an airplane?
because they don't fly at night, so they have to land. Literally, what they would do before radar was you'd fly during the day, you'd land, and then get on the nearest train and ride the train overnight, and then get on another airplane
Right.
when it's dawn, and then keep flying.
That's fine.
And a trip from New Orleans to Dallas is short enough that a train would probably be faster, just an overnight.
All right. So, where to?
What time
Well,
is it? What time is it?
Right
In the game?
now, I want to say will be around 1 o'clock, 1 p.m.
Hmm.
What do
You guys
think?
want?
Yes, I'll go arrange the travel stuff just to have my rail car hooked up to an overnight from New Orleans to Dallas. And if you guys want to go interview the people at the office.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We'll do that.
All right. So you guys get out of the house. You guys go to the car, regardless as to where you're gonna go. Anybody wants to roll spot hidden?
Spot hidden is our friend.
It always is.
Hopefully.
It wasn't that one time.
Yeah.
All right. You notice that.
Nope, not for me.
Of course, it's not going to let me roll properly.
But don't you have a 40? What? But okay.
Yeah, I rolled 87.
I know. But yeah, the when you get out, you go to the car. You know, there's a couple of people just looking at you. You know, just for all you know, those people don't necessarily know who you are or what you're doing. But they seem to be giving you like a rough look. Like, you know how you look.
Is
at
there any
somebody?
like distinguishing features?
You know when you look at somebody that you don't necessarily like much. Distinguishing features. No, they seem to be working around the yard. Gardeners, maintenance people, doing all sorts of stuff around the house. You know, other than wearing worker clothing. No.
Oh, we got people looking at us, guys.
I'll look over at them
Okay.
and then be like, "Oh, what are you guys looking at, huh?"
And they all turn around, and the butler says, "Oh, actually, don't pay attention to them. They are from some sort of town in South America. So, you know, they all have weird, strange customs over there. So they look at people weird and stuff. But you know, they're all, I want to say nice, but they're not necessarily nice. They just don't understand the language and the customs. For all I know, they may be dumb as a rock. But who knows? I don't have a clue what kind of level of education they have because I haven't been able to communicate with them at all. All I know is that our master has managed to hire them to do labor pretty much for a couple sandwiches a day. So, yeah, they get to live in the backyard and they just work. Cheap labor.
Do they speak English or?
I ain't never been able to hear them speak in English, and I've never been able to have a conversation with them. So if they do, it's very very secret,
Basic.
very secretly because I never heard him talking English.
You guys want to go talk to him? Maybe they know something.
Well,
Maybe not.
I'm gonna talk to.
Hmm?
I'll walk over to him.
Okay.
Hey, fellas, have you guys seen anything weird around here? Like some people coming and going, or?
And they look at you and they kind of change the look, the face, and he keeps just working the ground and looks at the ground real fast and just continues working.
Maybe you can't hear you.
Hey, pal, and go there, like kind of pat him on the back.
And he just moves violently, kind of to his side, like away. And he starts talking to you. Do any of you have any other languages?
I don't think I do.
Okay. So
Nope.
he's just talking to you in another language.
English, pal, English. Have you heard it? You know any words?
He just grabs the tool that he was scraping the ground with, and he just continues working.
Pal, anything. Hello? You know that one.
And the butler eventually just comes. See, I told you, they only the master somehow could communicate with them. I don't know if it was because he was the owner of the house that they respect them a little better or what, but I don't know. They're just strange people.
Will there be any kind of like symbols on them or anything that they're wearing?
No, not really. Just
Okay.
wearing very working type clothing, so nothing fancy.
What about you, Trevor? You think you can you give a shot or?
Well, I don't know, man. You didn't say nothing. I can pull my gun out at him, but I don't really know if that's a good idea.
Well, I didn't even give that a thought. I mean, I could do the same thing here. It's
But I mean, is it worth it? I don't know. What the heck's this guy gonna? He can't even talk right. So
kind of giving an up and down look at him real quick as like, let's just leave him be.
well, I'll walk over to him and be like, hey, yo, what's going on? Can you talk English or not? Do you understand what we're saying? Can I try to intimidate him?
He's like,
Does it sound angry?
yes. He sounds very nervous.
Nervous?
Yep.
Can I? Are there like tools around?
Yes, he's holding some sort of tool that he's excavated. He's holding a. Hold on, what's the name of that? Oh God. Shit.
A spade?
No. The one that you used to for the yard to collect the leaves and stuff. I can't.
A rake?
Oh, rake?
Yeah,
Rake.
a rake. There you go, a rake. Yeah, he's just holding a rake right now, collecting, moving the ground and collecting leaves and stuff.
Well, I don't want to grab any of his tool. But I'm gonna grab something off the ground. I'm gonna hold it up in the air. I'm gonna try and phase it through my hand to scare the crap out of him, just for fun now, because he's kind of pissing me off.
And at that point, he just drops the rake and just takes off running.
Well, I don't. Okay.
And
Well,
him and his friends, they all take off running. And the butler says, "No, no, no! Oh, what have you done? Last time something like this happened, at least the master was here to try to calm him down and get him back to work. Who's gonna get him back to work now?
When was the last time something like this happened?
You know, misunderstandings. The last time they had a misunderstanding was because um, the um, the waitress was bringing them food to eat, and apparently the chef added something to the sandwiches that they didn't like. So they ended up like doing the same thing, taking off and going over there, and they just wouldn't want to work until the master managed to talk to them. Although they have the very weirdest taste ever when it comes to sandwiches.
Does the butler seem phased with him phasing the thing through his hand, Trevor?
Say that
Trevor's
again.
hand? Was the butler phased at all with Trevor phasing the thing through his hand?
Yeah.
all right. Well, no. You, now that to the office. I don't know. I don't know why those guys were looking at us, but I feel like we're not gonna get anything from them now. So
Well, I'm not chasing him down.
yeah, it's not worth.
I doubt that we would have gotten anything out of them, even if they didn't run away.
No, but then why the hell were they staring at us?
All right. So you get to the car and you start heading towards the office. You get to the office. Car stops. You get off. And you head in.
What's this guy's name again? Dan? Dan?
Dan the man. And now Johnny was the name of the guy you're looking for.
John.
So finally you arrive. And as soon as you get out, you notice that the office is actually in a very nice neighborhood. There's a bunch of businesses with but they don't look like they are in a poor area of the town. There's a couple of stairs that go up to a wooden door, and the building doesn't seem that it has been built long ago. It's fairly new. So you open the door and you go in. The secretary is there sitting, and she sees you coming in, and she says, "Yeah, can I help you?"
Well, John's wife has asked us to come looking for him, and
That woman.
we're just coming to see if you guys remember the last time you saw him.
That woman, huh? She has requested you to come over here, so she knows. Is that it?
Well, I mean, what do you mean she knows?
I don't know. What did she say?
That you left?
He, he, well, yeah, he almost left her finally, but then he said that he was going back for his stuff, and he hasn't been back since.
Well, do you know who he met here the day he left?
The last time he left? Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. There was this car that came. There were two gentlemen in the car. He got on the car, and then they left. He had a
What
suitcase
kind of
where he was
car? What
bringing all
color
his
car?
important stuff. I believe it was a Ford, some sort of car, but I don't know very well cars, you know. She says, but no, it was a car. They took off. I never seen those guys before, so I want to say that they kind of look like out of towners.
Okay, and just asking the way it sounds. You mentioned that he was leaving his wife.
He was living with me.
Oh. Oh.
We were.
You guys
Huh.
run to elope?
We were.
Where
leaving
were
his
you
wife.
guys going?
We were leaving his wife.
Well, where were you guys planning to go?
I don't know. He said he had bought some property up north, and that we were
But not
gonna
where?
both go together. And you know, I love the cult, so I said, okay, let's go. And he said that I was gonna be the lady of the house. You know, after all, you know, I've been his secretary for 2 years now. My dad got me to start working over here when I was 14, and now, you know, we started getting closer and closer together, and eventually,
Yeah.
you know, from time to time, we went on vacations together and whatnot, and finally, I managed to talk some sense into him and showed him that that woman doesn't love him, that I actually love him, and he was ready to leave her, and he said that this Friday we were leaving together. We came back from our getaway, and then when we came back, he went to that house to get his stuff, and finally I was here waiting outside with all my things, ready to get him in the car, when he got out of his car, he took his stuff out, and as soon as he took his stuff out, another car pulled over. They grabbed him, brought him inside of the car, and they drove away.
So it's kind of like a kidnapping. They kind
Yeah,
of
wait,
took him.
yeah.
No, I don't think it was a kidnapping because he didn't seem to fight him a lot. He just went very willingly.
So his car is still there?
Oh yeah, that's his car over there. I'm sure he's gonna get impounded sooner or later. It's only one day.
Go take a look
You
at
didn't
his
have.
vehicle.
Yeah. I mean, like, is there anything else that we need from her?
I need you to take me wherever he's at. He might be with some other girl, and you know what? I put in my time with this man. It is my turn.
Well, we don't even know where he is yet, so we'll let you know when we find him.
And who are you guys?
We're the people trying to find him.
Who asked you to go find him?
It's our business, not necessarily yours.
Well, you asked me a bunch of questions and I answered you, so it's just fair that you at least pay me with the same kindness.
Well, I mean, we already told you it was the wife.
Oh, you're working for that witch.
No, well, we're not really working for her. We're doing it kind of pro bono. We're more like just trying to find him, make sure he's
you're
safe.
working for her, but for free.
We're working for her
No.
friend.
But you know
Yeah,
what?
we're working for her.
If you find him, you know, you don't have to work for free. If you find them, I'm sure he's gonna be very happy to be reunited with me again.
Yeah.
So once he is, I can tell him that I hired you, and he will pay you how much you want. You tell me how much you want, and I'll make it happen. But you just need to find
Great.
them, and just don't tell that woman that you found them. You just tell me that you found them, so I can go and be with my baby.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no, and we'll let you know price when the job is done, so we'll have to kind of take a whole line of credit out of this one, just kind of line it all up. So we'll let you know. Price. We're gonna go look at his car though, just to see if there's any clue.
Okay, fine. His car is right there.
Is his office open too? We
Oh
might need to
yeah,
check in there.
we were just in the office. We were just in the building. I mean, you went in.
Well, like no, like his own personal office, not like the whole.
Well,
Like does he have like a workspace stuff?
I don't know. I haven't tried to go in his office. You know, I don't understand what goes on in there, so I wouldn't have anything to gain from going in there.
Well, if we're already
I
outside, we'll
thought we
check
were
the car.
just
And
meeting over here to go on our pre-honeymoon. That we were going to move in together, and he was gonna leave that witch.
But to clarify, you didn't know where you were going to. You were just gonna follow.
No, I don't. And truthfully, I can't just continue living at home. My dad. Um, my dad is asking if he's gonna marry me. He is very concerned that I've been seeing him for the last 2 years.
Yeah, it must be tough being 16.
Yes, it is. You know, being 16 is not as easy as people think it is.
You're
Well,
60 something dating a 16-year-old?
yeah.
We'll be sure to let you know as soon as we find out anything.
Yeah.
Lady, how,
We're gonna check out the car.
Thank you.
did he give you a ring or anything by chance?
Yeah, he bought me a lot of jewelry actually.
Can
Oh,
we
yeah?
see that?
Yeah, well, I got this ring, and I got this ring, and then I got this pearl necklace that he bought me. I got this
I'm
diamond earrings that he
I'm gonna
that
put
he
out my
bought
hand
for
to
me.
see if she'll put any in my hand, so I can like, get a closer look.
and 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 when you put your hand out, she says, well, what do you want?
Well, I just was just curious. I wanted to get a closer look. They all look so beautiful.
Well, you don't need any of that. You can see my stuff from there. I don't know you. Who are you?
Well, I
Mega,
mean,
Mega, real quick, you saw that Sparky had to leave?
I did.
Okay, want to make sure. Sorry. Come on.
I did. So, since I don't know you, I'm not gonna touch you. The only one that can touch me is my baby.
alright, fine, whatever. I don't care to see him. But we're gonna check out this car, and we might go check out his office.
You've been
I want to
saying
stick
all
out my
different
hand, shake her
information.
hand real quick.
So what?
There, I can stick out my hand, shake her hand. It's been a pleasure talking to you, ma'am. I mean, like I said, we'll be more than happy to
Oh, very
let
nice
you
to
know when we
meet you.
find them.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for all your help. I'm sure you're gonna find them, and please just bring him back to me. I miss him. Uh, Tell him I'll shower with him if he comes back.
Okay.
Do we think I can do a sleight of hand to take off one of those rings?
You can, but if you fail, she's gonna know.
That's very true.
Somebody may
Go
call
big or
the
go home, though,
cops.
man. I don't know. It's up to you, but man.
Somebody may
Ah.
call the cops.
Nah, I won't do it. I'll shake her hand, let go.
Are we above murder now?
Roll it just to see what you would have gotten.
Okay. Dang it.
Damn. Oh, that would have been amazing. Oof.
All right, so what's next?
We'll go.
Well,
I'm gonna
through
go
the
check
car.
that vehicle. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
But there's like, did he leave his briefcase in there
You
and
look at
stuff?
the
She said.
vehicle. You see that the vehicle has information as to where they've been. Apparently, the guy went on a trip for the past week to Tallahassee, Florida, with a girl. They stayed at a hotel, beaches. You know, they spent some money at bars, whatever. She's living the life, and he's probably taking advantage of it too.
I don't know about you, Trevor. I feel as though if this guy's in danger, I kind of want to leave him there.
Yeah, I kind of was feeling the same thing. Like, if we're not getting paid by either of them, the virus is gonna cover our bill. I feel like we'll just get paid regardless.
The Irish
I
is
don't know
paying
how.
our bill.
Give me a
I
second.
don't know how she'd feel about all
go
this.
tuck in my kid. I'll be right back.
Okay. I don't know how Iris would feel about all this, but I feel like leaving the guy behind might just be not the worst thing. Sounds kind of trashy.
Yeah, sounds like it for sure.
Deep-
I mean, what? He started dating her at what?
14?
Super young? Yeah, 14? Oh. We're going to say, Arlen? Or Edward?
Um, I wanted to say that we cannot really abandon him. I mean, technically, we can be. We need to recover him. We need to find him, correct? We took that job.
Yeah, we need to find him. That's basically what we're getting paid for.
Yeah, there was never an agreement on what state he was found.
Correct. It was never said that we need to bring him back in. Well, that we have to bring him back just to. Well, we need to bring him back just technically not in one piece.
I'm thinking of like Edward going kind of like crazy at psychoanalysis and being like, we'll take we'll take his ear, we'll bring his ear back, we'll cut his ear off.
No, I'm thinking more along the lines of bringing him back alive, but with kind of lacking in brain department.
So, actually, you know what?
Because I accidentally discovered that my little friends feed on person's mind. I don't know what they devour.
Oh, there we go.
Honest, but
I'm just gonna make him go crazy. That actually might be better. That might be better than killing him.
he wouldn't go crazy. No. They don't drive you insane. They
They take away
devour
his memory.
something from within your mind. The homeless person I experimented on ended up in the vegetative state. But he was alive and not insane.
A homeless person.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah,
You're just making
that's so
it
much
worse and
better.
worse,
That kind of sounds disturbing, doesn't it?
man. So casual about it too. A homeless person that I experimented with.
But he's not crazy. He's stuck. He's stuck. He's a vegetable, but he's not crazy. He's fully sane. He's fully aware. You just can't do nothing about it.
All right, so
Hey, it's not my fault.
it's 150%
I swear
your
it.
fault.
I swear it's not my fault. Too
All right.
much.
So what's
Maybe.
Are the keys in the vehicle?
no.
Dang it.
Dang, that would have been nice.
Yeah.
Did he leave his briefcase in there? I think the lady said.
No.
But we can see that he's been down to Tallahassee, Florida with her.
Yes. You found receipts and some
I'll-
map and whatnot.
Are there any like maps? Are there any like maps in the car?
Yeah, there's a map of how they got to Tallahassee, Florida.
But that's the only one, just the Tallahassee one.
I'll take that stuff. So I'll end up showing the wife that. Like, do you
Yeah.
really want us to find him?
Yeah. We can make him go into a vegetative state.
We got a
Uh,
crazy
not
scientist
going to
over here.
mention
He'll
that.
If you really want to find them,
yeah.
we'll bring him back and we'll turn him stupid.
You can keep his money and just use it like a pet. All right. Well, if there's, it doesn't seem like there's anything. What about the trunk? Is there anything in the trunk?
The trunk, just some luggage.
Nothing like specific. No,
luggage
like
with,
tags on it.
Luggage, and if you open the luggage, you will see that there's weird things, some
Weird
chains,
things.
some handcuffs from back in the day, maybe what could have been a dildo from back in the day. You know, dirty things.
This guy's into some weird shit, guys.
apparently.
Well, he's with a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah.
He's
That's
65.
perfectly normal.
Yeah, 65 with a 16-year-old girl. No, there's no big thing there.
Nothing wrong with that.
And he started seeing her when she was 14.
Yeah. Yeah.
To make it better.
All right. Well, that wasn't what I was expecting in there. Any use looking inside his office in his workspace, or
It's up to you. I'm not gonna tell you
what,
that.
what do you think, Edward?
We might as well go look. Edward, what do you think?
To check up his office?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go look in his office to see if we can find any information.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's anywhere that might say where up north he may have gone before we go to Dallas, because we're gonna have to probably find it there too. But it maybe save a step.
Let's go take a look. If we find something, perfect. If not,
Alright, so you guys
Off
go
to
into the
Dallas.
office. And when you go into the office, you see that it's actually a pretty or very well organized office. If anything, is a very expensive type of office too. I mean, he's got a really wealthy office. I mean, anything you look at, the guy owns, and he speaks wealth. There's some papers on top of the his desk. Nothing too crazy. Mostly invoices, bills, and whatnot. Some of the doors.
Nothing in the drawers.
I don't know. You're gonna have to roll Spahin.
Something else. Something else.
Can I try?
Everyone can try. The question is, do you want to try?
I mean, if we want to find something, we need to roll.
Look at
Oh,
you
wow.
go.
Okay.
37 out of 40.
Look at you go. He put barely any points on that, I swear. So yes, there's a couple of drawers that are open. Actually, there's one drawer that is locked, but there's a couple that are open. You find a bunch of pictures of him with the girl, just going around. Um, some other people took the pictures. He has some letters over there too that talk about how at first, the letters are from years ago, and they kind of talk to him as to how they know that he's with a girl, and that they're going to approach his wife and talk to her if they don't help him, whatever. So he is, obviously he likes to be with a girl, but he is also, you can imagine that he's also helping them, so they get off his back.
And you said there's one locked drawer?
One locked drawer. Yeah.
One locked. Do we have something for opening the locked doors?
Oh,
I have,
well,
I have a hand drill.
I got a lockpick kit.
Oh, that can work.
I mean, if you don't mind the leaving traces that you went digging, I think you still have a crowbar.
Well, let me try lockpicking it first here. We'll see if.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Nice.
All right, so you open the drawer, and in the drawer there's a set of letters that he wrote. Actually, not a letter, more like a journal. In that journal, he talks about how these people are kind of pressuring him to move up north, and they offer him to move up north with his girl. That they are just gonna take care of the wife eventually, but they ask him that he needs to bring someone else. So he went and gave him the information from the guy in Dallas, Texas, because he's a good friend of him, and he likes the beautiful young girls too. So they both went on that trip with their girls, and now ultimately, these people are expecting both of them to move up north.
Does it say where up north?
I think it's called Epstein Island.
We're up north. It says that northern wretched town.
Northern Ratted Town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why the fuck would you want to go to the place called Ratted Town?
No. It's not called the wretched town. He calls it the northern wretched town.
So if he's calling it as if he doesn't want to be there, so he doesn't want to be there either?
He doesn't. He didn't seem necessarily very convinced about going up north.
Well, he called it a wretched town, so I just imagine not.
It's more of I think it's more of him calling it northern wretched town just because he's just being bothered with it, and he just doesn't want to deal with it anymore.
But he sold out his buddy. Excuse me. He sold out his buddy, or that he got him into the group.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else to note in the office, yeah. After that, I
No, not at
locked
this moment.
anything of value that like, you just quick pocket that no one's gonna miss.
No, not really. Not in the office.
Well, boys, it sounds like we're headed to Dallas.
Oh, do you want to go talk to the wife real quick to let her know all this stuff to see if
Yeah, I mean, sure, we can.
Yeah, you're just gonna piss her off.
Yeah, you
So,
want to
hey,
stir
by the
some
way,
shit
guess
up?
what? Your husband
Yeah,
is fucking a
yeah. Iris is
16-year-old.
paying us, so we don't have to. Yeah, we don't have to worry about her not paying us no more. So yeah, sure.
Your husband is fucking a 16-year-old right now. He was with her all week long. But you know what? I know how hard it is for you.
Yeah.
I
How about that money you promised? And she's drunk too. Oh God.
do you want to change the rules a little bit? Like maybe we find them and something may happen to them, or
Yeah, yeah. We'll change the terms of the contract.
So,
Gentlemen, we came to an agreement with the lady that we will bring him back.
that's true.
Did we not? That we will
We
bring
agreed
him back
to, but
alive.
if the rules change, the rules change.
Yeah.
alive and maybe what? Memoryless or maybe.
Maybe
Brain
that-
dead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lobotomy.
yeah.
Don't worry, there will be no visible injuries or signs that anything happened.
That's even worse.
That doesn't instill a lot of confidence, Edward. Well, yeah, okay. So I mean, I don't care if we go back and talk to the wife. I feel like that's just gonna
We can
stir up
go
some
to
shit.
Dallas.
Okay. So, how do you want to get to Dallas? By the way,
Well,
the young
Iris was
lady,
getting a train ready
the
for
young
us, wasn't she?
lady tells you once again, please find him. I really, he is definitely the love of my life. And I mean, he's 65 right now, so he doesn't have a lot life left, you know. And I have went through a lot. I think I've earned my little fortune. Okay, so
Yeah. I
please
mean,
find
you're
him.
probably in the best position.
Yeah, you find them and let me know. I will definitely share with you. I will definitely, give you some. I will make you. I will get you paid. You will be set.
Works for me.
Who's telling us? A 16-year-old?
Yeah.
Yes, the 16-year-old woman.
Yeah.
He's the one that's telling us we'll be set. We'll be.
Yeah. Yeah. She's gonna pay us a bunch of money if we.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we'll get right on that.
Yeah, we'll work something out.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Is there anything I can do for you guys? I feel like, I should, pay you somehow.
I mean, yeah, you can. What kind of money you have in your wallet?
No, unfortunately, I don't have any money. He normally pays for everything.
You got some jewelry.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, but those are gifts. You know what they say, right? That you shouldn't be gifting gifts. It's just rude.
Oh, I'm okay with it. I
And
don't.
it's,
I
Yeah,
wouldn't consider
and
it.
it's
doesn't bother me
allegedly
at all.
bad luck.
Edward.
But I was meaning more towards like if you guys needed any other favors or anything like that.
What kind of favors are you suggesting?
Whatever you can think of. Maybe you're distressed and you need a massage or something. I don't know.
I thought of the jewelry and you kind of shut that down. So
Yeah, unfortunately, that I cannot make happen. But don't have an issue with maybe giving you a massage or something.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I definitely don't have enough money for you. I'm gonna walk out.
Well, if there's nothing I can do, then please just go find him and bring him back. I need him. Actually, here's my number. You can just call me. I don't have a phone at home, but if you call at the office, I'll be sure to be at the office just to know exactly what's going on, and ultimately, we can square out where we can meet and whatnot.
I'll take the phone number,
Okay.
and then I'll be like, I'll be sure to call you, and then walk out the door.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
And as soon as I walk out the door, I throw the number away.
Okay. All right. So where to?
Well, Iris was getting us a train set up to go to Dallas, but I don't know how that's
Yeah.
where we left off with that. I mean, I got a truck, so like we can drive there. So either way we can get there, but I don't know if we're just gonna cannon.
I also have a truck, but it's so heavily tweaked out that I don't think it's good for passengers.
I mean, yeah, we can.
Yeah, don't worry. It's perfectly safe. Just watch out for that bottle full of extremely corrosive acid, and don't touch that weird amulet, that twisted amulet sitting in the bottom of shining yellow sand. It's a bit unstable.
Watch your elbow; you'll get rabies.
All right. So where to?
No, don't touch that thick thing. It's high voltage.
So are we going to continue on with, like, since Iris is now gone, do we continue on with, like, we just don't do the thing that she was setting up for us, or do we just do something else, I guess? I don't know.
In what way?
I have no, like, I just don't know what we do because obviously Iris is going to be we want to say easier way to get us there quicker versus driving.
Yeah. So I guess that'd be a question for Mega. Like,
Yep.
Can we just say that Iris got the train ready and we go by the train, and if we're still playing this next set, what?
Sure.
Okay, that was weird. I don't know. Just say that we took the train, and then if we're still on this campaign next session, then everyone's still all together.
Why wouldn't you be in the same campaign next session?
Well, guys, just don't
We all
know.
die.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, well, okay. So you just finished seeing the lady.
We just got finished seeing the 16-year-old.
hmm
So now where? Where to?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Yeah, that's what we're asking. Like, can we just say that we took the train, even though Iris left?
Or do you want us, you as a keeper, want us just to forget about the Iris and doing the train and find our own way through?
I don't care. Whichever way you want to do it. It's your campaign. You play it any way you want to.
All right, I'll take the train.
Train.
Iris got the train
would
set up.
advise a
There was
train.
champagne and whiskey, and it was a great, probably 10-hour train ride.
All right.
It was amazing.
So you guys get to the train station. Who wants to roll spy hit?
All of us.
Yeah.
All of us.
It's our friend. Well, it hasn't been my friend today.
So
Let's
from
see.
the moment that you left,
Oh, nice.
the office,
I'm blind.
from the moment that you left the office, a vehicle seemed like it could have been following you, but you're not necessarily 100% sure. I mean, the vehicle is not trying to push you off the road, so it's just driving. It just happens to stop at the train station, and I want to say that Let me see. Just a moment. Man, I can't even finish typing today, huh? Ah, I see what happened. Two guys just get out of the car, and they seem to be walking behind you, but they just seem to be heading towards the train station. You know, nothing.
Did they come out of a Ford car?
No, I
Like,
mean,
would it match the description we got from the lady?
well, no, because the Ford car was the. Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Go ahead and click on. Okay, no, let's do this real quick. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Okay,
Because
so
if
yes,
it is, if it is, I would be very suspicious. And
they came out of a Ford car.
Came out of a Ford car.
yeah, Edward, focus up.
I'm focusing on them.
Well, I mean, just keep an eye on him. I don't know if that's enough. And there's no distinguishing features about these guys either, right? Like no tattoo, like no like symbols that match
They
like
just
the
seem to
ones that we
be.
found for the
They
Order of
just
the
seem to
Hist or
be
whatever.
dressed normally, like everyday people. Nothing
Okay.
too crazy out of the ordinary. Some of them, they just seem a little bit more rusty than the others, but it's just typical shit, you know. I mean, nothing that you will be able to look at and pinpoint just out of look at someone. Oh well, you look weird. I mean, everybody's weird at some point, depending on what you look for.
I think we should slow down and maybe take
How
a
do they
Well,
move?
or get behind them.
How about we go around a corner real quick and see if they follow us, and then we catch them on the corner.
Excuse me. How do they move? Do they move like they have a purpose, or or are they just walking?
Well, they're walking. I mean, they're not walking fast for that matter.
No, when I say that they're moving with a purpose, that means that they're walking while looking around them, look as if like they're specifically looking for something. People to do that usually have very straight back. Their their head is constantly moving left to right, scanning the surrounding,
No,
or is strictly
no,
focused
they don't
on
seem to be
one
moving
point,
around
one
with a.
direction.
Yeah, no, they don't seem to be moving around with a purpose. They just seem to be walking, happen to be walking on your general direction after driving on the general direction that your car was driving to the general direction of the place that you were at, and going to and getting right behind you on the line when you buy the tickets and purchasing eventually tickets.
Yes, it's just all coincidental. I like the idea, Eric. If they don't pass us in the corner, then we can follow behind them and see what's going on here.
Sounds good.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna slink around a corner and see if they follow around the corner, kind of catch up in the act, or if they don't and they just keep walking, then we're gonna follow behind them.
Okay, so you stop in the corner and the guys are walking. So they get to you, they kind of look at you, but you know they got the ticket, so they go towards the train, and they just stay there waiting. Who wants
As
to
they're standing
roll
there
spot
waiting, I
hidden?
guess. Spot hidden. We all do. It's a friend.
Wow!
Oh, thanks.
Holy cow! Okay, so I mean you notice that notice them that they kind of look around, but from time to time they always end up looking towards you. It's like they look around, whatever, but they always look towards your general direction.
Where do they have their tickets?
Their hands.
Their hands, dang it.
They're holding their tickets, ready to go into the train.
Thought maybe we could steal it from them.
Yeah.
And that way they can't get onto the train.
Yeah. I think they're just going to be joining us on the train. I don't know what their deal is, but I think we just keep an eye on them.
Just coincidentally
Yep.
going on a train ride with you guys.
Try to keep a few people between us as we get behind them.
Trying to make it not obvious that we know that they know us, right? They're looking at us.
Yeah. So at this point, they'll have to like turn all the way around to look at us.
Okay. All right. So finally, it's time. The train arrives. Stops. Everybody starts coming out of the train. Whatever. And as people come out of the train, they kind of turn around, kind of looking at the people as they walk, whatever, and maybe even looking at you here and there, whatever. And then ultimately, people start boarding, so they go on the train.
Do we follow in behind them?
Okay. So you
Yeah.
guys get
Boarding the train.
All aboard!
The train is gonna take a couple of hours to get to Texas. So therefore, the one of the workers over there says, "Oh, please, I do see that you have a long trip. Please follow me. I'm gonna show you to your quarters, to your cart." And he takes you. It's just one cart that just pretty much belongs the whole thing to you. There's 3 rooms, and all 3 rooms are just there on the side. And those are the only 3 cars. And then there's the restaurant. And then on the opposite side, there's more cars. There's a restaurant / bar there. There's a poker table. There is, there's drinks, an open bar, whatever. Many people talking, chatting. The whole train just pretty much gathers over there to hang out. And whether they're eating, playing cards, talking, or drinking. So when they take you to the room, you notice that as you're walking into your quarters, these guys, they kind of give you a look, looking as to where you're going, but they kind of leave you alone.
So as they're looking at us, I'm looking at them, just so we're both clear. We both know what we're doing.
Okay.
I want to see where they're going.
They just stay over there in the restaurant area. They just sit down over there.
I'll tip my hat to them.
And the one guy just lifts his head out like, "What's up? What do you want?" Just that. But then, they just continue talking amongst themselves, whatever. Eventually, the waiter approaches you, and he says, "Okay, well, you can whether stay in the cart. If you want, we can bring you food, or you can come sit at a table. We do have drinks, we do have food. Everything you want is complimentary. So it is up to you. We do have some things that you can do to pass the time. You know, we can play poker. You can chat. You can get to meet some people. We do have some female passengers if you want to get to meet somebody, you know, or maybe some males. Um, you know, no, nothing wrong here.
So the guys that are following us is in there too, right?
They're all over there. Yeah,
They're over there?
poker. Actually, they're playing a game of poker right now.
I think I'm gonna go play a game of poker, fellas. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm down to play a game.
I'll go over that way to the poker table where they're at.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys sit down, and the guy's like, "Well, would you guys like something to drink?" You know, the butler asks, "Would you like something to drink, something to eat?"
Whiskey.
Okay, so he brings it to you. He goes gets it, you know, from the bar. He just grabs it and brings it to you. And the guy dealing, he's like, "Well, this is very simple. You know, we're playing. How much money do you want to bet?"
I'll bet
Are we
200.
Are we doing low stakes or high stakes?
These guys want to do high stakes, right?
High stakes. We're doing, yeah.
Shit, I'll do 200, sure.
All right. So he says, "Okay. Um, so this is very simple. All you do is you know, I deal the cards. And, you know, who has the better hand wins ultimately." So he deals the cards. Like, okay. So give me just a second so I can prepare the game of the other guys. Just a moment. Okay. All right. So he says, "Okay, well, here's your cards." He hands you your cards. He's like, "All right, you know, they're going counterclockwise, so it will be, I guess, Edward, are you gonna play cards?"
No.
Okay. So
I
then
won't be playing cards.
it'll be Red Wolf. He will be one of the other guys. He will be Travis, and then the other guy. So Trevor, go ahead and roll your luck.
God damn, I was afraid of this. Trevor.
Trevor.
Maybe he stepped away?
Sorry, guys.
No, you're right.
Wait, by my document here. What am I rolling? I'm sorry.
Luck.
Alright. Hard success.
All right. So okay. So Eric. Oh. All right. Now Eric. Obviously, you know your hand is not very good. If anything, is the worst hand. But poker is not just a game of luck. Poker is about lying. So I guess you can roll. Um, let's say sleight of hand or stealth, either or will do, or maybe intelligence.
We're going to go with sleight of hand.
All right. So you managed to actually pull a fast one on them based on your. So pretty much, we deduct from this that Trevor. So between Trevor and Eric, between the both of you, I want to say that the better odds are Trevor's on this roll.
Yeah.
So he will win the first $200.
So you get $600.
I get $600.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh shoot! All right.
So you see that
I
the
will
two guys
subtract
are
200
just,
from mine.
are just not very happy, but okay. But they just pull more money out. They put $600 down each.
All right, let's do this.
See, double or nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Eric's luck, man.
Yeah, my luck is terrible. It's like, as soon as I heard you say luck, I'm like, oh no.
Did Trevor roll? Oh yeah, Trevor did roll.
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah.
got it.
I got 28 out of 53.
So you got the best hand so far. And Eric, why did you roll twice? Oh, you were the first one rolling. That's why it's showing twice.
Mm.
All right, so Eric, you gotta try to lie your way through the hand.
Okay, we'll do that again. Same thing.
Oh my god.
Ah. All right, so this time around, you win the hand.
Ooh, buddy. So that is 600 from each.
Yeah, so
1,800?
Yep. And the guys are saying, okay, you know what? I think you guys are not being honest here. I mean, are you guys cheating here? What's going on?
What are you talking about? I'm just getting good hands. You're the one dealing.
Yeah,
We're just having a good old time here, pal.
very well, very well. Well, and they're like, okay, well, let's play again. And this time around, the one guy just grabs a stack of bills. He gives half to the other guy, and they put $1,000 each on the table.
I don't have that.
You ready to play the high stakes?
I don't have that much.
What happens? I mean, you want all that money? You can afford $1,000?
Well, no, I won all your money, and then he won all of your money plus some of mine. So I don't have enough.
Well, I have enough.
Oh wait,
that-
there's three of you. No, never mind. I would have enough. I have just enough. 50 cents left. Okay. All right. There we go. The
Alright,
lady
I
paid
put-
me $1,000. I'm gonna use it all. Okay.
All right, I put 1,000 down. Let's go.
Yep. Let's do it.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
Hold up.
Oh
Oh,
God.
you lost again. Backhand. Okay, you can roll again the sleight of hand.
Right over here.
Oh, pretty bad. This guy's not like. Okay, so this time around, Trevor wins all the money. When Trevor wins all the money, this guys just stand up and they smash the table with their hands. And one of the
Whoa,
guys
whoa,
is like,
whoa, whoa.
this is cheating. You're cheating. I got proof that you're cheating. Yeah, I saw you counting those cards over there, buddy. I know what you're doing
That I'm
over
cheating?
there. And then the other guy, this woman just walks by. He grabs her. He grabs something from her neck, pulls it down, and holds her. He says, "Stay put, lady. Stay put right now. You know, you wouldn't want nothing to happen to you by accident." It's like, yeah, my buddy and I would just want our money back, and everything can just calm down. And now,
And you decided to take a completely unrelated woman as a hostage?
look, buddy, you're not participating in all this. Let the adults talk here. He says,
Well, I guess I
Keeper,
mean, I won the money fair and square.
he's like, I don't
Keeper,
care.
how? Keeper,
What's up?
how possible would it be that I'm standing relatively behind him?
Behind? Well, unless you warp, no. You would have been sitting down probably around, not necessarily close, right? Not necessarily right next to them, but probably around, the other investigators.
Mm-hmm.
Which they are
So his
sitting.
body is essentially across from me, correct?
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to pull out my double barrel shotgun and point it ahead of his friend.
Okay, he's like, yeah, you take a shot from that. This beautiful lady dies, and the other guy says, Tom, I got it. Oh, you do got it.
Edward's expression is completely neutral. Do you think I actually care if she dies?
I think we all need to take it down a few notches. No one wants their beautiful train ride interrupted, guys. I mean, let's take it down a couple of
People
notches
just
here.
start hiding behind tables. They start leaving the car.
If his friend moves, I'm pulling the trigger.
Please let the lady go. Edward, put the gun down. Like, I don't know why this. I don't. You think I'm cheating? I wasn't cheating. You guys were the ones dealing the whole time. I'm just playing what you gave me.
It's like, oh, I know what you did, buddy. But you know what? I don't care if you were cheating or not. We have it now, and there's nothing you can do. And unfortunately, things have seemed to have escalated a little bit. But here we are where we are right now. So I tell you what.
You're the one who escalated them.
You took this lady hostage. Like, isn't there like we're gonna report you to the cop? Where's the conductor? I think we need to talk to the conductor. Can someone go get him? Edward, put the gun down.
The conductor is probably facing.
Would you prefer bugs?
The road, and he is
No.
heading that other way. So I tell you what, buddy. If you want her to leave, if you want to live, I will just sit down, enjoy your drink, and then we'll let her go, and then this standout can just be done and over with. My friend and I will just grab that money that It belongs to us, and
Oh no. Like I said, I won that fair and square. So no, you're gonna let it go though. That's fine. I mean, fine. I'll just leave. I don't. I really. You're gonna kill her on a train full of people? Go for it. Okay, guys, let's go. Let's wrap this up.
but you don't understand
Let us know how that goes for you. I guess. I don't know.
Calling a bluff.
you don't understand who you're dealing with.
Do you want to tell me?
I am telling you. I'm giving you fair warning. You may want to just start doing things in a different way. Maybe just forget about the fact that you won that game. If you want to think that you won that game, and maybe just
I did win it. I won it. I mean,
just
that happened. I'm not good at like counting cards or nothing like that. That's all. That's pure luck, man. I'm telling you,
I'm telling you,
pure
Yeah, we
luck.
can't help.
you
We
are
can't help it.
about
You
to
guys
regret
suck at
this
cards.
decision.
You guys just have bad luck. So I don't know why you gotta bring this lady into it. Regardless of who you are, it's just kind of a weird move.
And the other one's like, so the guy turns around, looks at the other guy that's holding the lady, and he's like, okay, are you ready? Are you gonna do it now or what? He's like, yeah, I got it. And pops a spell.
Can you attempt to just send a bunch of bugs at those two?
You can, but before you do that, I need everybody to give me a 1d5 from seeing this guy just opening a portal.
I mean, because my
You just-
character's seen that kind of stuff before.
Well, I'm sorry. If you've
We
seen a
saw
portal,
worse.
no. But those characters that have not seen a portal, then yes.
I've seen
I think
my character saw a guy.
yeah, I think all of us have seen. Yeah, we all seen a portal actually. I don't know. I don't know about Eric,
Yeah,
but
actually we
Trevor and
did.
Edward have. Because we went, we walked through the portal at the Dream World.
Okay.
I can't remember if I did or not. I'm trying to think. It was our
I
very
can't.
first
I don't know.
campaign.
Well, you went into a dimensional world. I don't know if that's
Yeah, when
kind of a portal, a pocket dimension book, or the painting, whatever it was.
yeah, we went to the painting. Would that count, or should I just roll for sanity?
Okay, fair enough.
So
Alright,
yeah,
let's
we
do
saw a lot.
sanity for the portal. But the one guy jumps back and goes through the portal, and the portal closes, and the other guy stays there.
The one with the hostage, or the other one?
No, the one without the hostage.
So the one with the hostage jumps through.
Yep. And he says,
Okay, that's a weird move.
he closed it.
Hmm.
It's like, well, guys, I think
Yeah.
I think your time here is at an end now.
Well, actually, now
Was
that
it?
Well, I mean,
you just kidnapped that lady. So, I I have handcuffs in my inventory. Can I handcuff him?
But,
Citizen's arrest for kidnapping.
You don't understand, do you?
I mean, I still would like to handcuff him so at least he can make it hard for him to get away if he tries. Listen,
Yeah.
I don't hear shit.
Yeah.
Okay. And also roll spot hidden.
Got hidden is our friend.
Wow, look at that roll. All right. So the first thing you notice is that there is suddenly some very loud thundering out of a clear sky that was there 5 minutes ago. Not 5 minutes ago. And then, with the roll spot hidden, you notice that something big seems to be outside the train. Suddenly, you hear how something whatever that is, seems to drop on the train, and is like on top of the train.
The hell?
Hmm.
Like,
You
you're gonna
know,
hang
I
up right
almost
now?
feel sorry for
I'll be
you.
happy to die. That's fine. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna die anyway. But
You know, there are worse things than that.
yeah, it seems like that's coming to you.
In that case, you're welcome to join us. And I'm going to summon the fire vampire. You're roughly at his location.
Okay, go
A
ahead and
fucking tray
summon
full
the
of people.
vampires.
It's a tray full of people.
Summon the vampire,
Gentlemen,
and then roll your
let's
power.
get
See
out
if
of
you
here.
manage to control them.
You mean to make
Control.
sure that he only focuses on that one guy?
Yeah.
Barely.
Oh god damn. Okay.
Suddenly there's a swarm of creatures that seem
Holy
to be
cow.
made out of brimstone and fire swarming at him.
Holy cow, man. The amount of luck this guy has. Alright, so they all go to that guy and they start biting him. And they get attached to him and he's like, oh,
quick, quick!
yeah,
Before it all goes, you need to tell us the information you know.
I
Where's
forgot.
the city up north?
I forgot what these guys were like.
Shit.
You know what? We used to use these guys whenever we were children. We used to play with this. These are pets. These are just children toys, little baby snake toys. He says. But you know what? I think you guys still have much to learn. And don't worry about it. I'm not gonna remove this guys out of my body because if that's what gets you to think that you have the upper hand, that's fine. But tell me, how are you gonna deal with the thing that is trying to get inside of the cart?
Is it trying to get in?
And at that point, you start hearing some banging, like trying to break the ceiling of the train, trying to make it inside. Boom! Really, really loud. It's almost like something big is out there.
Hey Edward, do you have that thermite?
It's just gonna open the bag. Do you want pull out the canister? Do you want thermite or do you want this dispersion mine? And his other hand, he's holding his claimer mine.
Probably not a high explosive with a bunch of people here.
Oh no, the explosion is very directed, so we should be safe as long as we're about 3 or 4 meters away from it.
I don't know if
But
there's that
whatever
much
is in
space
front of
there's no space in a train car.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
the
It's just an
in
explosive.
the old trains, there was enough.
It's just an
But
explosive.
Okay.
we would have to be very careful.
Who has
All right.
Which
Well,
one would you prefer?
crazy scientist judgment, but I'm opening it up to you. I can blow that thing up, whatever it is, and I'm gonna step back.
who hasn't blown an explosive inside of a train cart and just be fine?
At least once.
Exactly. What's the
I'm
worst?
I'm gonna be at the door to the next train car, waiting for him. Kind of like I'll open it for him, but I'll be the first one out, like once he starts coming. Get the fuck out of there before he blows it up.
Okay, you go to the next train cart. All right, go ahead.
I'll go to the next one. I'll go to the next one with them.
So, in order to get, how are you igniting that? Are you throwing it? Are you what are you doing with it?
Oh, you set it up on the top so that the surface was that's weaker that when exploded direct essentially you put it to lay down on the ground and because this is a quote unquote remote detonated, that you just connect wire with two poles on the device itself and well pull the detonation cord to the safe distance before binding up the detonation plunger and just pressing the button to detonate. Or
So like a bomb.
yeah,
Very well. All right.
quite simple actually.
So, all right. So you start
Do
working
not
on it.
ask me
However,
how I
in order
know.
to set the bomb, it takes a little bit of setting up. So to get that setting up, we're gonna roll our luck and make sure that we set it up correctly. And as long as you don't fumble it, you're not gonna blow yourself up.
I mean, it's really not that difficult, but my luck is abysmal. I almost have none of it.
Okay, you set the bomb and whatnot, and you just like, okay, kind of like threatening him, like, you see what's gonna happen to you. And you start walking away.
Why would I say anything?
You're just gonna play it cool and
I just put it. You just put that thing down and take a distance. Just gotta sit down in the other car, looking through the door, waiting for it to hop to land.
And the guy looks at the bomb and looks at you guys, and all of a sudden the ceiling breaks. Finally, there's a crack on the ceiling, and this dimensional shambler just drops into the train.
Click.
God, not this thing.
Those of you that have not seen a dimensional shambler, please sanity. Thank you. And
I think we all.
and
I failed.
and the dimensional shambler just starts killing everybody but that guy.
So did the explosion not go off?
No, the explosion didn't blow up because he never managed to set the bomb correctly. So I mean, you can
everything was pretty much. Everything was like. How the fuck was I unable to set everything correctly? Everything was pretty much reset. I just literally had to put the thing lying down on the ground.
Maybe one of the
with the mark side up.
Went bad. Maybe something. I don't know. But it doesn't explode somehow.
It's improvised device, so it makes sense.
But you can.
I just feel like, oh, for fuck's sake, and pull Edward back and take a shot at
Yeah, no idea.
the explosive.
Just starts killing all the passengers that are in that car, including the workers. The waiters, barmen. Everybody just started dying. And the one guy, he's just standing over there looking at you, watching at the shambler just killing everybody and just laughing.
Right. I'm going. If it's okay, I'm going to try to pull Edward back into where me and Trevor are at, and take a shot at his explosive device.
Okay. Well, before
we see if that will set it off.
Edward.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll a 1d4. All right. So Eric goes ahead and grabs Edward. So Eric, go ahead and roll your. Actually, I'm going to allow you to grab him. That's fine. You grab him. But then you're going to roll your strength to pull him.
I'm not going to oppose him pulling me.
And unfortunately,
doesn't matter. I failed it.
Go ahead and roll your dexterity now. Okay. You're good. You kind of go around him anyway. And you're going to shoot at the bomb, you say, right? So.
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your firearm, I guess, your shot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you hit the bomb. At that point, the bomb blows up, and when it blows up, the train kind of lifts up for a moment. It kind of goes down, and it starts derailing. Fortunately, you got it off the rails, so the train starts going sideways and down. Everybody roll dexterity, please and thank you. All right, Eric starts. He falls on his butt and he starts, you know, going down the direction that the train is going. The rest of you kind of like manage to grab yourself from somewhere and do not fall completely. But as you can imagine right now, um, probably might be the good time to start planning your so gracious exit.
Um, Running away.
Yeah. I'm gonna go grab for Eric to help him up and start just running the opposite direction.
Okay, perfect. All right, so you start running. All right, so it's time to jump off the train. A train derails. There's a window open, so go ahead and roll your dexterity again. Wow. All right. You guys jumped out of the train and you kind of roll on the ground and you make it okay. You hear a growling noise coming from inside of the train, really loud. What are you guys doing?
You guys want to get the fuck out of here?
All right, so you start taking off.
Well, I was asking them. That's what I want to do.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Any
I
opposition?
think that explosion
Take this
didn't kill
thing.
that thing. Oh, I forgot these things are a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I want to try to fly.
Can't try and fly. It's okay.
Okay, go ahead and roll your. I think I said we were gonna roll power.
I got a ability
Oh
for
no, the
that.
ability.
With
Yeah,
that
go ahead and
25.
roll the ability.
No, I'm too scared, too nervous, can't think about it.
You know, no that.
I'm like, baby, I don't have any happy thoughts.
All right, so what's the
Uh,
plan?
Well, if no one else is opposed, I mean, do we know which direction Dallas is, or which
Yeah,
at
I
least
mean
which
you can
direction the nearest
continue
town
going
is?
towards the direction that the train is going.
Yeah, just follow the tracks towards where the train is going. I guess.
All right,
Get the hell out of here.
you start heading out, and all right, and as you continue going, you finally start seeing the next town coming up. Not too far, maybe about 5 miles away. So eventually, you walk and you get to the town. There's a nice inn there. There is it's a very small town. It doesn't have a lot. It has an inn so far that you can see, maybe a police station. It takes you quite a bit of time to get to the town too. But by this time, I wanna say that it will be around 8 o'clock at night. And you have gone at the very least a good 70% of the trip on the train. So what do you want to do?
Walking.
Yeah. Do you want? I don't know. Do they got buses? Buses to get us the rest of the way?
Buses?
I feel like we're not going to be getting a train for a minute.
I don't know. You're gonna have to find out. But at this time, it doesn't seem like that you can see much of anything. There's only a handful of street lights out there. I mean, it's a very small town, probably about 4 or 5 blocks big. There's a police station if you want to go talk and ask him over there.
No.
And say what?
Oh,
I mean, actually, we could tell them there's a train crash. You don't have to tell them that we were involved with it.
Yeah, we probably should inform them that there was a train crash.
yeah. I mean, you could.
Well, it seems the majority rules.
All right. So you're heading towards the police station.
Yeah, maybe they can hook us up with a ride for the rest of the way to Dallas for our trouble.
You get to the police station and they look at you and it's like, where are you from?
We were on a we were on a train from New Orleans to Dallas, and the train got derailed. There was a big accident. I don't know if anyone else knew about it, but we walked from the wreckage to here to tell someone,
Wow.
and hopefully find a way to Dallas.
Exactly.
What's that?
How did the train get derailed?
No idea.
But
There's a
you
creature
said
on
there
top
were-
of it, and it knocked it over.
There was a creature.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
What kind of creature was it? Did you see it?
I'll step back. I'm gonna let Eric figure this one out. What the fuck?
Leaving Eric to his demise.
A creature, yes. I will describe what the Dimension Shambler looks like, but not use the word Dimension Shambler.
It's like, I see. So you've seen a dark creature with 4 arms that look like a very skinny person just going in there, maybe a little bigger than the typical person, just killing everybody, huh? But that still doesn't explain to me how the trail got derailed.
It freaking tackled into the side of it. This thing is huge. You don't understand how big this thing is. And it rammed into it and to the side, trying to take out multiple people, and it hit so hard, it derailed the train.
Are you guys armed?
Yes.
Yeah.
And did you use your arms tonight?
No.
I shot my arm once at the creature. Did not phase it, and so we got out of there.
So then when we go there, we're just gonna find a derailed train with a weird creature shot dead. And
No,
maybe-
it did not
No.
phase it. It did not
It
phase
didn't.
it.
Oh, so you shot, but you didn't hit the creature.
I hit the creature. It did not phase it.
Oh, I see. Well, I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna play a game of you guys stay here. We're gonna go look and see what's going on, and then when I come back, we'll see how well your story checks out.
If anything happened that I did not tell you, I don't know anything about it. I'm telling you, a creature knocked over the thing.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that's exactly what happened. But yeah, we're just gonna go look, see what's going on. I'm sure you guys are innocent, and I really appreciate you guys telling us all this that just happened. We're definitely gonna go help those people. But I
Wait,
feel
you're questioning me, and there's people probably over there hurt.
You're totally right, and we need to get going that way. So you know what I'm gonna do, because you guys are not arrested, but I'm going to set you up over here in the inn that is about a block away, and you are not to leave town. I'm going to leave a police officer over there guarding you guys to make sure that nothing happens to you. And when we come back, we're just going to swing by, pick you up, and maybe have a talk. Maybe have a chat. See about what happened. I'm going to ask you a few questions. You can tell me whatever, and we'll just go from there. See if you guys get to go in your merry way, or if you get to stay here until you see a judge. Okay? Alright. So let's go. So ultimately, he goes ahead, stands up, calls another, two other police officers. They grab you, guys. They take you about a block away to the inn. They get you a room, and the police officer just stands by the door over there and doesn't leave while the other two go check on the trunk. And we're gonna call it a night right here.
Okay.